Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 4. So The Flash is on break until April the 10th. For those that weren't aware, I just thought I'd mention it now just in case you didn't know, which the best way to look at it, it's like a 4-week break. I think that's the easiest way to say it. Now, I will be talking about something towards the end of the video in regards to videos throughout that period, so if you're interested in being involved and stuff like that, stick around until then. But there is still a decent amount to talk about regarding this season and some of the other shows, so hopefully that keeps us busy until The Flash and all the other shows are back. So over this season, but mainly of recent, the focus of Team Flash has been on these metahumans that were created due to sitting on a bus right next to the area in which Barry escaped the Speed Force, which exposed them to dark matter, which obviously in turn gave them all various powers and abilities. This continued into the Run Iris Run episode, the one that we left on, episode 16, where stopping DeVoe from getting his hands on the remaining bus metahumans in order to disrupt his plans was at the top of Team Flash's priorities. But there was a side story going on in that episode that was involved with the others tracking and protecting the remaining bus metas, but also had its own personal goal, and that, as you should be able to gather from the title, involved our friend from Earth 2, Harry Wells. But of course, throughout the video I'm going to mention some certain things, so do be sure to let me know in the comments section down below your various opinions, whether you agree with them, whether you disagree, whether you have some other thoughts or additions to what I talk about. Just let me know in the comments section down below all those ideas. And of course, if you go on to enjoy the video, be sure to drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Now, Harry was more extremely focused or borderline obsessed on DeVoe in the last episode. Mainly on DeVoe's intelligence. Harry is well on his way to creating a powerful enough thinking cap to match his brain power with DeVoe's, if not exceed it, and be able to counter DeVoe's one step ahead advantage he has been using for most of this season. Obviously, Cisco wasn't on board at the beginning of the episode, but eventually came around to helping out Harry, which helped in the final fight as well as finding out the remaining names of the last two bus metahumans who we will meet over episodes 17 and 18, so the next two episodes. However, despite the positive things that Harry's thinking cap produced in that episode, we did get some pretty heavy warning signs that Harry will most likely not escape this unscathed, and some words from the executive producer of The Flash, Todd Helbing, did support some theories that bad things could be coming our way. So this is what Todd Helbing, the executive producer of The Flash, had to say. When you have a rageaholic use something, look, he's been struggling all season with trying to outthink somebody that's smarter than him. It's driving him nuts. It's sort of a slippery slope of what he's willing to do to be better than this guy, and it's going to have a disastrous outcome. It is interesting that Todd Helbing uses the term rageaholic, as that is exactly what Cisco uses when he's talking to Kaylin, I think it was, and going over why he doesn't want to help Harry with the thinking cap. It is important to remember that Earth 2 Harry is usually a guy that is on edge and can get angry and frustrated quite easily. He does have a short fuse, if you want to say, and he tends to be pessimistic about a lot of things. We have seen parts of that this season, but it isn't as consistent as it was, say, back in Season 2 of The Flash, where we were seeing it a lot. Then again, he was sort of stressing over Jessie Quick, because she was locked up with Zoom at the time, but then again, just in regular circumstances, he would get pretty angry pretty quick. So if you think about it, it makes sense that Cisco would be pretty skeptical about helping Harry. If he was already a guy who had a short fuse and got angry fairly easily, what would he be like if the same thing that happened to DeVoe due to the thinking cap happened to him? He would be way worse than DeVoe if you think about it. Remember back to episode 7 of this season when we had the DeVoe flashbacks and we saw the kind of guy that DeVoe was before putting on the thinking cap? He was a kind, loving husband, just seemed like a nice dude. Even after the thinking cap, he was still basically the same. But over time, it slowly corrupted him into the DeVoe we have now, where he's just a maniac, to be completely honest. Personally, I think Harry would be corrupted and deteriorate much faster and end up being much worse. But how could Harry using the thinking cap end in such a disastrous way that I'm suggesting, and also that the quote from Todd Helbing is suggesting? Well, there are a few options. The first of these being that due to the effects of the cap, Harry goes beyond the limit of mad and controlling, that Cisco does what he was threatening to do to him last episode, and that was to breach him back to Earth 2. Which would be a pretty easy thing for Cisco to do. However, the issue with this is that if this mad streak from Harry were to continue once he got back to Earth 2, this would force Jessie Quick to get involved and be the one to deal with the threat, which is her father. And going by their last meeting, which was quite the nice and emotional driven one, this would be quite a bummer of an outcome for those two. The second one is that simply Harry goes mad on Earth 1 and targets our friends in Star Labs, as they may or would be the ones trying to hold him back from going after DeVoe himself, and this could be even after DeVoe is defeated and Harry has just gotten to the point of no return, basically where DeVoe seems to be at this current time. And the last option that I have got down is that we just see Harry not go completely mad. We might get some little mad scientist moments, but essentially he just begins to deteriorate. Like his body can't handle the might of his mind, if you want to call it that. Or at least start that process like we have seen with DeVoe throughout the season, such as, just weaknesses around his body, seizures, collapsing, all of those different things. But of course, Harry might not have the resources in order to try and prevent that, like we have with DeVoe this season, where the mechanic is building all these different things to sort of keep him alive for a certain amount of time. Now, personally, I wouldn't want to see this go down. Harry has been a part of the show for too long to lead him down this type of arc where it sort of leaves a foul taste in our mouths, or the mouths of the viewers, with the Harry character. However, going by the comments of Todd Helbing, it does look like some unsavory things could be coming our way when we return to The Flash after this short break, and they will, heavily involve Harry in what was set up in episode 16. Now, as I said at the beginning of the video, I was going to bring up some stuff regarding future videos throughout this break. Please let me know in the comments section down below any various topics you would want me to handle. I've done this in the past, so if you have been around for a while, you would know this. And if I pick your idea, I'll chuck it at the beginning of the video that I use. And just if anyone has any ideas or any topics or sort of questions you'd want answered in videos, whether it be for the one specific video on that question or a couple of questions in a video, just let me know in the comments. And I'll try and do it. It doesn't have to be necessarily on just The Flash. It can be for all the DC shows, and I'll try and do them all. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show your support. Let me know in the comments section down below your various opinions on this video. What do you think? Do you agree with some of the points I made? Do you completely disagree? Or do you have some additions? Just let me know in the comments. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.